Welcome back to Buy or Buy. 155 to 184 horsepower SkyActiv 4-cylinder, no turbo option, 6-speed manual on the base trim only, i-Activ AWD optional, 25 miles per gallon city, for $12,000 used. The 2013-2016 Mazda CX-5 KE was Mazda's first KODO design and first SkyActiv crossover, and it's now a money pit waiting to happen. I'm your host, and today on The Explainer, we're diving deep into this historic first-generation crossover.
We've got a quick agenda today: the SkyActiv and KODO origins, powertrain specs, verified reliability, and how it stacks up against its compact SUV rivals. Let's jump right in.
Section 1. The SkyActiv and KODO origins. A total rebirth.
Look, I'm talking directly to you, the budget compact SUV shopper or that first-time used crossover buyer with $9,000 to $18,000 ready to deploy. You're probably out there cross-shopping the 4th-gen Toyota RAV4 XA40, the 4th-gen Honda CR-V RM, maybe the Subaru Forester SJ with its standard AWD, the Hyundai Tucson TL, the Kia Sportage QL, or even the 3rd-gen Ford Escape. You're the buyer who values those zoom Mazda dynamics over the boring rivals. You love the SkyActiv fuel economy reputation, the slick KODO design, and the i-Activ AWD, but you also accept there's no turbo, no V6 option, and you absolutely need to know about these SkyActiv chain tensioner concerns before handing over your hard-earned cash. Built at the Mazda Hiroshima Ujina plant in Japan, this KE chassis was the literal starting point for modern Mazda. It replaced the older Tribute and CX-7, sat on a brand new high-tensile-steel platform shared with the Mazda3 and Mazda6, and hit the US market in sport, touring, and grand touring trims.
Looking at the timeline, things moved fast. It launched in 2013 with a slightly underwhelming 2.0-liter, but Mazda quickly wised up and dropped in the more powerful 2.5-liter in 2014. Then, they polished it all up with a 2016 facelift before the second generation rolled in. Bottom line, the KE generation brought striking KODO design and a lightweight unibody to a historically boring segment, but its early production years absolutely set the stage for some serious long-term ownership realities.
Moving on to Section 2, Powertrain Specs. Efficiency without turbos. Honestly, this is where the car actually shines. SkyActiv engineering genuinely delivered class-leading dynamics for its era. The original 2.0-liter SkyActiv-G PE-VPS naturally aspirated engine gave you 155 horsepower and 150 pound-feet of torque. It was adequate. But the 2.5-liter SkyActiv-G PY-VPS they added in 2014, that brought a much-needed bump to 184 horsepower and 185 pound-feet of torque, pushing you from 0 to 60 in 7.2 seconds. Throw in a sub-3,500-pound curb weight, and it's no surprise its driving dynamics consistently topped reviewer rankings against the CR-V, RAV4, and Forester.
Now, the magic sauce here is this wild 13.0 to 1 compression ratio. 13 to 1. It's a true engineering feat to let these direct injection engines squeeze massive efficiency out of regular fuel. Yep, premium fuel is not required. And that brings us to a huge win: fuel economy. You're looking at 25 miles per gallon in the city and 32 on the highway for the front-wheel drive 2.5-liter, and a highly competitive 24 city, 30 highway on the all-wheel drive model. Getting that power to the wheels happens through either a rare 6-speed manual, only available on the base Sport FWD trim, by the way, or the SkyActiv-Drive 6-speed automatic. And guys, this is a massive plus. It's a real, actual torque converter unit, not some droning rubber band CVT like its rivals were using. Oh, and we have to talk about depreciation because it works heavily in your favor right now. The original US MSRP was around $20,695, up to just over $30,000. Today, in 2026, that has plummeted to roughly $9,000 to $18,000. You're looking at a 50 to 60% depreciation drop over 10 to 12 years. Bottom line, the SkyActiv powertrains delivered top-tier handling, a traditional automatic transmission, and rock-solid fuel economy without demanding premium gas.
All right, brace yourselves for Section 3, verified reliability. Where it disappoints.
So, how does all this fancy engineering hold up after a decade of commuting? Well, grab your wallets. While the data shows the transmission and all-wheel drive systems are generally solid, there are a few massive concern areas. First up, the 2.5-liter SkyActiv-G PY-VPS chain tensioner failures. These hit right around the 60,000 to 100,000 mile mark, and they are the dominant cost concern here. If you hear a cold start rattle that goes away once oil pressure builds, that's the Grim Reaper knocking. Fixing that chain and tensioner will run you $1,500 to $3,000. Oh, and VVT actuator solenoid wear is a fun secondary failure mode to watch out for. Next up, if you live where it snows, listen closely. For the 2.5-liter engines, short trips in freezing weather can cause raw fuel to wash down and mix with your engine oil. This oil dilution issue is technically managed by a dealer's ECU software update and strictly enforcing 5,000-mile oil change intervals. Ignore it, and you're just begging for accelerated engine wear.
And here's the classic direct injection curse: carbon buildup. Because the fuel gets injected directly into the cylinder, it never washes over the back of the intake valves to clean them. Carbon just slowly cakes on there over time. Now, the high compression does make it less severe than some German rivals, but it's still inevitable. By the time that 2.5-liter hits 80,000 to 120,000 miles, you'll need a walnut blasting service that's going to cost you between $500 and $1,000.
But wait, the hits keep coming. Remember that great 6-speed automatic? Well, early 2013 and 2014 SkyActiv-Drive torque converters have lockup issues that cost an eye-watering $2,500 to $5,000 to fix. Then you've got water pump leaks around 80,000 miles running $600 to $1,200. Rear shock leaks on the 19-inch Grand Touring wheels? That's another $300 to $600. Inside, the early Mazda Connect infotainment screens love to freeze or completely delaminate in the sun, costing $0 to $400 to reflash or replace. Add in TPMS sensor failures after 5 years, literally peeling and thinning paint on that gorgeous soul red mica, occasional sunroof drain blockages that can cause $400 to $800 in water damage, and interior plastics that have aged like milk compared to a RAV4 or CR-V. And again, no turbo, no hybrid. Bottom line, the advanced engineering comes with advanced high-dollar maintenance realities, specifically those chain tensioners, torque converters, and carbon buildup that can financially ruin a budget buyer.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 4 compact SUV rivals, the numbers that matter.
So if you're shopping with 12 grand in your pocket, how does the CX-5 stack up against the Titans? Well, against the 4th-generation Toyota RAV4 XA40, the Mazda is way sharper to drive. But Toyota offered a bulletproof hybrid option that Mazda entirely lacked in the US market. No hybrid, no diesel for us. Looking at the used pricing spread for 2026, you're spending $9,000 to $13,000 for a 2013 or 2014 model, $11,000 to $15,000 for a 2015, and $12,000 to $18,000 for that cleaner 2016 facelift. Put it next to the Honda CR-V RM, and the CX-5 wins on transmission feel. Honda switched to a buzzing rubber band CVT in 2015, while Mazda kept the geared automatic. But here's the catch. While older Honda engines might have a mildly annoying but harmless VTC cold start rattle, they don't suffer from the catastrophic chain tensioner failures that literally kill neglected Mazdas. Bottom line, while the CX-5 is undeniably the driver's choice on a back road, the Toyota RAV4 XA40 and Honda CR-V RM are fundamentally safer places to park your $12,000.
Verdict: buy. With all these verified specs and reliability points laid out, you have to ask yourself if Mazda's engaging driving profile is really worth the specific maintenance risks. Yes, the CX-5 has great SkyActiv fuel economy, those zoom dynamics, gorgeous KODO design, and capable i-Activ AWD, but the 2.5-liter chain tensioner failures, SkyActiv-Drive torque converter issues, direct injection carbon buildup, and crusty interior plastics make it an absolute money pit at 10 to 12 years old.
It's a historically significant vehicle that permanently shifted Mazda's trajectory for sure. But objectively, the Toyota RAV4 XA40 and Honda CR-V RM of the same era are simply better long-term used buys. My honest advice? Buy nothing. That chain tensioner risk entirely disqualifies it for a true budget buyer. The only exception is if you can find a perfectly clean 2016 facelift Grand Touring 2.5L sitting at the absolute bottom of the price range, with ironclad documented proof of a chain replacement and full Mazda service history. Otherwise, say bye to every single car without that chain replacement documentation. So, I have to ask, is that signature Mazda steering feel really worth the financial anxiety, or are you playing it smart and safe with a RAV4? Let me know.